is a CBS News special report. The United States Senate has just confirmed Neil Gorsuch to be the next Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. The vote, tabulated moments ago, was 54 in favor, 45 against. The seat has been vacant for a record 419 days since Antonin Scalia died suddenly in February of last year. Replacing him got caught up in election year politics, with the majority Republicans refusing to consider President Obama's nomination of Merrick Garland. Payback came this week when the minority Democrats tried to block the Gorsuch nomination with a filibuster. The Republicans did not have the 60 votes to cut off the filibuster, so they changed the rules of the Senate and stopped it with a simple majority vote. So Gorsuch, a 49-year-old conservative from the Federal Appeals Court in Denver, will take his place on the highest court in the land, bringing it back to full strength and restoring the conservative majority. Jan Crawford is our legal correspondent. Jan?
Well, Scott, Gorsuch's confirmation won't change the balance of the Supreme Court. He, of course, will be replacing the court's most conservative justice. And so unless he drifts to the left, it will remain divided 5-4, with conservative justices having the edge. But this fight over his confirmation will have long-lasting consequences, because the Republican victory, which ends filibusters of Supreme Court nominees, will make it much easier for the White House to get the next justice confirmed. And I got to say, that's why many people expected Democrats to keep their powder dry in this fight, to save the filibuster for the next vacancy. Justice Anthony Kennedy is widely expected to retire in the next year or two, and he's a more moderate conservative. He casts key decisive votes with liberals on social issues like abortion and same-sex marriage. And so if President Trump nominates someone to replace him who's more conservative, which of course is all but certain, that would change the direction of the court, moving it further to the right, and Democrats will have no way of stopping it.
Jan Crawford, our chief legal correspondent, with some insight. Jan, thank you very much. Judge Gorsuch did not generate very much controversy in terms of his legal mind. He's widely respected in that regard. We also have our chief Washington correspondent, John Dickerson, in with us this morning. John?
Well, Scott, when you talk to Republican voters during the campaign, this came up again and again, the Supreme Court. And if President Trump has had a bumpy start to his presidency, this is one of the things that Republicans constantly turn to, is here the president named somebody they all quite like, and now it has come to fruition. The president has been constrained a lot in his office. He's bumped into the courts and he's bumped into Congress, but in the last 24 hours you see how powerful the presidency still is. His nominee to the Supreme Court is now going to go on to the court, and he also obviously ordered that strike in Syria. So it's still quite a powerful office. One other political moment here is Mitch McConnell. This is the end of a strategy that he put in place hours after news of Antonin Scalia's death. He didn't even know who the president would be, but he held firm, not allowing President Obama's pick, Merrick Garland, to come up, and now it has paid off in getting Judge Gorsuch onto the Supreme Court.
John Dickerson for us today. John, thank you very much. We'll also go to Nancy Cordes, who is our Capitol Hill correspondent. Nancy, the change in the Senate rules to most people doesn't sound like a big deal, but to the Senate it was such an important thing. They called it the nuclear option. Explain that to us.
That is because, Scott, the Senate has always been known as the cooling saucer, the world's greatest deliberative body, for a reason, and that's because Senate rules are set up to require the majority party to work with the minority. In the House, it's majority rules. It's very simple. The minority has very little power. But here in the Senate, you need 60 votes to move forward on a presidential nomination and on legislation. That forces the majority party, in this case the Republicans, to get some buy-in from Democrats, or they can't get that legislation moved forward. Now, when it comes to all presidential nominations and, as of yesterday, Supreme Court nominees, the majority no longer needs that buy-in from the minority party. This fundamentally changes the way that the Senate works, and the great fear now is that this could end up bleeding over into legislation, sort of the last bastion. There are a number of institutionalists who worry that that will be the next thing to go, that they'll explode the nuclear option when it comes to legislation. Both sides right now say they don't want that to happen.
Nancy Cordes with her insight from Capitol Hill. Jan Crawford, let's come back to you. What comes next in all of this?
Well, Scott, we've just gotten word that Judge Gorsuch will be sworn in on Monday. He'll be Justice Gorsuch, and that means that he'll be able to take part in the oral arguments at the end of April, the last arguments of this court's term. This is very common when justices are confirmed in the middle of the term. They're quickly sworn in so they can get up to speed and start participating in cases. And, of course, for this court, that means that those 8 seats, this has been a court of 8 now for 14 months, will go back to 9 justices.